Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Ready with the extras on it today? Welcome to another episode of Animeshun. The squad is back. Myself, Keenan Baker, Brennan.
What up?
Ice. Rob.
Ice is excited to be here.
What's up?
Stick Rob.
Stick Rob is here.
Stick Rob. Stick Rob.
Honestly, you guys, you know how the Zoom chat will cut out. Like the only part of that power up that I heard was Brennan's trail off at the end. That's the only part of it I heard.
I partially did that for you, Rob. I hope you enjoyed that.
I appreciate it. I did.
Stick Rob.
I did.
That's
Rob,
hilarious.
who would win in a fight? You or Stick Rob?
Man, I don't know. Stick Rob is he's a fighter, man. It doesn't look like it, but he's got hands. Yeah, no, he's very hard.
Oh gosh, bro.
At the end of the day, I think I break him over my knee, though. So I gotta give it to me in the end.
Stick Rob's attached to a 2x6, man.
Rob.
That's a hard break over the knee right there.
Right there. Fans, what do you think? In the comments, let us know. Stick Rob versus Rob.
But
My money's on regular Rob. He's too smart to lose.
Yeah, I think Rob's super burning. Put him through a saw. But the squad is back, y'all. You know what we do. We review anime. We talk about anime. We have one-offs, debates. We get our questions. This is what we do, man. Go ahead, Ice. Let it off. Just let the gunshots go.
You are now in tune to the greatest fucking anime. Hold on. Greatest. I gotta get the shorts. Get the legs in this bitch. You are now listening or watching or both to the greatest fucking anime podcast in the entire world.
It's gonna be so funny if you just crop yourself out because you stood up.
Like
you thought you were the camera. It's just all torso.
It was all leg, man. All leg.
Just all leg, which is probably what he wanted
That's
anyways.
all I wanted. That was my plan all along.
But we are continuing this week with Ice's pick, Parasite The Maxim. And we are talking about episodes 13 through 16. Did you guys you say you guys watching the sub or dub?
Dub.
I'm actually watching it
the sub.
dub.
I'm watching the sub. I watched like half an
'cause-
episode, like sub.
Okay.
or dub.
Yeah.
I'm watching a sub.
Cause I saw something that it was dubbed. Like I saw it dubbed, and I'm like, damn, this dub is actually like really good. So I was like, I wanted to see how it holds up.
Yeah.
And now this is like a weird thing that I'm into is like, I just like to see how poorly the subtitles translate to the
They're bad.
to the
It's
dub,
bad.
and
I just cut it off.
It's terrible.
I honestly didn't care what you guys were watching. I heard Ice listening to the dub, so I was going to see if he was going to front and lie on camera and be like, "Hey man, there's sub out here."
No.
Like, fuck, I heard you listening to the
Tried
dub.
to catch him.
That's all I cared about. Yes, so I don't give a fuck if you really watching the dub or sub or not. So all right, cool, watching the dub.
Yeah.
All right, so
I ain't got nothing to lie about in these streets.
Rob, go ahead and lead us off, man.
All right, yeah. So episode 13, both sides of this conflict are kind of reeling after Kana's murder. Rumors are swirling around Shinichi at school, and the Parasites are debating whether or not they should retaliate. But Ryoko manages to save Shinichi for now, saying she's still observing him to see how they can fit into human society. But that's not the only thing Ryoko's up to. She's a new mom with a lot to learn about childcare, and she's also hired a private investigator to keep tabs on Shinichi, though so far the guy hasn't really found anything unusual about him. So to kind of expose him, she hires a bunch of thugs to jump him in the street, and this time the PI sees him in action, just kicking ass, and now he knows that Shinichi is no normal high schooler.
You know what's funny about this, just real quick, is that they met him somewhere that he brought him to that area that he's been whipping everybody ass at.
It's the one place, man.
It's where I whip ass at, so I'm gonna bring you over here. Go ahead, Rob.
My ass.
Yeah, so later that night, Shinichi goes out on his own to visit the murder scene where Kana died, and the PI manages to catch him talking to Migi on tape, and the struggle breaks out between the two as Migi wants to kill the PI, but Shinichi doesn't want to kill a fellow human yet. So even though Migi wounds him, Shinichi is able to stop the situation from getting fatal, and the PI gets away, but they were able to get his camera with all the evidence on it. So even with the evidence being destroyed, Shinichi's worried that his days of freedom are numbered, and he switches between panic and calm back and forth between his human side and his parasite side. At one point, he sees that the wounded PI is still watching him, like from his window, and tries to shout out to him, like, let's just talk about this for a second. But that dude just takes off, runs in terror. And he eventually reaches out to Murano to meet, hoping to find comfort and explain himself about what's been going on, but ends up not telling her anything when Migi threatens to kill her, and ends up leaving with no comfort as their relationship just continues to deteriorate. The next episode, Shinichi reasons that Murano distancing herself is probably for the best. She would probably come under suspicion as well if he's, found out. So instead, he and Migi decide to figure out who it is that's following them, and they call in their friend Uda from the beach and his parasite. And maybe you guys can straighten this out for me, because they say in the sub that the parasite's new name is Joe, but when I looked up this character online, it said Jaw. So what was that for you guys?
In the sub, it was Joe.
Yeah, it was Joe.
Yeah.
In the dub,
was it Joe?
It sounded like Joe. It didn't sound like Jaw.
It didn't sound like
I gotcha. Yeah, because I tried to look up the character names and I was on like a wiki and it was very clearly Jaw, not Joe. So anyway, maybe there was some sort of misunderstanding. But they call in those guys. They bring in the cavalry to help them figure it out. The PI tries to explain to Ryoko what he's discovered about Shinichi. And she, of course, just feigns ignorance about the parasites and tells him he's crazy and fires him from the investigation. But the weird part is, as she's leaving, he like falls chasing after her and it triggers something in her. And she just, for the first time, has like a genuine, if not like totally crazy maniacal laugh. The private investigator, of course, doesn't want to give up on the case, just like every PI in storytelling ever. Even when his wife is just like, dude, you're in over your head. And the next day, Shinichi and Uda, and their parasites, they easily trap him in their sting operation. And they try to explain their story to him and who Ryoko is and why she's the one that he should be afraid of, but he's skeptical. And after the private investigator says that they should fight against the evil parasites for the good of humanity, Migi and Joe, like, immediately, you like, just jump into intimidating to keep him quiet. Like, if you talk, like, we will kill you.
That shit was quick as fuck.
They turned on a dime, yeah. And that night, speaking of the devil, Ryoko reaches out to Shinichi for a meetup at a college where she's attending a lecture on altruism.
That lecture was incredible.
Yeah, it was
pretty interesting. Yeah, it was some deep shit. And when they meet, Ryoko explains that the parasites are changing and trying to find a way to coexist with humanity. But Shinichi just can't forgive them for killing his mother. And Ryoko eggs him on. And when Shinichi threatens to attack, she just straight up uses her baby as a shield. But luckily for them, I know, like, luckily for them, some students like come up on the roof and just break the situation up. And on his way home, Shinichi runs into a fortune teller who tells him he's got a hole in his heart and he needs to confront the one who put it there to close it. And Shinichi just smiles darkly and is just like, oh, I already killed her. So I don't know.
One thing I wanted to say about that episode too is like, did you see how Ryoko held her baby when she came home?
Oh, yeah. The whole
time. And she just was grabbed, like, be quiet. Like, put up on the baby, be quiet. And the baby shut the fuck up. Which in real life, that's not how it works. But, I mean, maybe, babies can feel stuff. So that's why the baby probably felt fear. But then she grabs him from the babysitter and is just holding him from his collar and just walking around like he was like a fucking dog by his collar and just swinging him around, which you're not even supposed to do to dogs. But she's just like, whatever. Like, I was like, how the fuck you holding a baby like that? Like, that ain't even normal. Like,
well, even at the lecture, when they walked out of the lecture, after the girls were like, that baby's so cute. She just dragged, same thing.
Yeah.
They were just like, yo, this doesn't seem right
like
now.
You're not even blending in well with your baby. Like, you need to at least to learn how to hold a baby so you can blend in correctly. You just got it by his damn collar and shit. Like, hell no. You're shaking baby syndrome like a motherfucker.
Yeah, she needs to support the head a little bit more, I think. The private investigator, obviously still on the case, ropes in a very unfortunate friend of his to help him watch Ryoko, but it goes pear-shaped super fast when he follows a parasite into like one of their designated feeding areas, and he's killed for food. And with nowhere else to go, he turns to Shinichi and Migi for help. So they all go and discover the feeding ground. They track it down, and when they're down there, another parasite shows up with their meal, and Shinichi's unable to stand by and just watch this happen. So he jumps in the middle of it and fights and kills this parasite, but not before the victim gets killed as well. But now, because they've killed a parasite on what is supposed to be safe ground on their territory, they basically forced the parasites to respond at this point.
Gang turf, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. This was
sorry.
like, the Godfather type shit. This is a made man. You
I was like,
can't
did you
attack
just
them.
interrupt me, motherfucker?
I apologize. Yeah.
But after seeing this, the private investigator realizes he is totally in over his head. Hands over all the shit. He's just like, you can just destroy this evidence. I got a wife and kid to think about. I'm out. Shinichi, on the other hand, is now ready to take them on and tries to convince Migi that, like, hey, we can win if we take these parasites on one at a time. But Migi isn't ready to cooperate. Meanwhile, the parasites, they get all the Dons together. They're having their meeting. The parasites are trying to figure out what they're going to do in retaliation. And they decide to send 2 of their guys after the investigator. And then they go and at first they talk to the dude that carried out that Yakuza attack. And he's like, that's a better job for this guy called Miki. So Ryoko only asks at that point, like, I get it. We got to kill him now, but just please bring back his body whole so I can dissect him. That's all I ask. The next day, after waking up for a horrible dream where he saw Migi in this weird, monstrous biped form, Shinichi has to leave school when Migi senses 3 parasites on their way to kill them. Unfortunately, it also lines up with Migi's nap time, and he has to go down for 4 hours, and Shinichi can only just book straight out of the city to try to get away from this thing. Still, the parasites catch up with a taxi, and strangely enough, it just seems to be 3 of them all sharing one body, one that seems to express emotion and can even kind of pass for human. And this is the guy that they named this guy named Miki. Elsewhere, the start of the last episode we watched, 16, things start off really bad for the PI as his office is bombed and set ablaze, and he comes home to find his wife and child dead. He, however, manages to escape his attackers. Back in the country, Migi and Shinichi are struggling to fight against Miki and his fellow parasites, but they figure out that there's as many as 5 of these dudes in one body, and they just continue to retreat until they discover a weakness, which is a lack of coordination between the attacks, and they realize they have to go after the head. So they run into the woods to get away from them, get some cover, and play it straight, go at them aggressive and actually land the killing blow. What they think, but it turns out that no, they can basically just swap consciousness. There's another one.
Moment.
Yeah. So we see finally for the first time one of these parasites transfer from one part of the body to the other. And this time it is the guy from the Yakuza attack. It's this guy named Goto. And Miki is he's fine. He's not even dead. He just hops right back on the arm. Yeah, you're right. I guess I'm more of a follower. And, and then the fight is back on, and Goto is way more formidable. He's morphing his body, and can running at 65 miles an hour. And Shinichi only gets away by hopping on a truck. Migi steers the truck into him, into another truck, and at that point Goto has to stop and feed to get his strength back. Back in the city, Shinichi sees what happens to the PI and his family on the news and gets scared. Hey, my dad's about to get caught in all my entanglements or whatever, calls him up and is just hey, dad, you gotta get out of there. The monster that killed mom is on the way. You gotta go. Meanwhile, the police or the PI is in police custody, and it's I'll talk. He's talking to the lead investigator, Harama, and it's just I will give you information. I just need some time to clear my head. So Migi and Shinichi meet up in the dream world again, and we get some information that Migi can't communicate with 30% of himself that's been floating around in Shinichi's body as cells now, which I think will probably end up being important later. Shinichi is confused by all this, and Migi explains that this has happened 15, 16 times. He just doesn't remember it. But clearly this doesn't serve a point, so it's never going to happen again. The parasites are licking their wounds from their failures. Both of their targets got away. Ryoko explains it's because they underestimated humans. Individually, they're weak, but together they're strong. She says that humans kind of have their own enormous single mind, and when parasites oppose that, it will result in their defeat. And the other parasites start looking at each other what the fuck is she talking about? Are you even with us anymore?
At first, I didn't understand that, and then I thought about it, and I was actually, when humans get together and decide something's bad for us, that shit is dead.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's over. Remember when wolves were a problem in North America's, in the West, when people yo, these wolves are a problem. And now they don't exist.
We damn near wiped them out. Yeah. So she's just trying to warn them of that, but they are just well, maybe she's a threat to us now. One of them even begins to plan to kill her, and they're not alone because after leaving Ryoko's name as a clue for the police, the PI takes off. He ditches his hotel room and is off to find her to get vengeance for his family. The PI follows Ryoko to her apartment, but she suddenly changes direction. And while I'm assuming he's about to go break into her apartment, 3 parasites surround Ryoko several blocks away, and we get ready for a confrontation just as this episode comes to an end.
Oh, all right. Yeah, this episode ended it to where I feel like it's gonna like heat up. It's about to get to the shits, which is what I'm always waiting for. So we're gonna start doing the questions right now. First question right now. This is we're a little bit past the halfway point of this show. Do you have any predictions of how things will end for the characters and what characters will survive, Rob?
Yeah, I have some predictions. I think, I think at the end of the day, I think what this is building towards is I think Migi is going to end up sacrificing himself. I think probably to save Shinichi. I could even see, and why I said, in my breakdown, why I think that cellular thing is important. I think because they're going to find a way where Shinichi is able to live with that heart, that he gave him independently from Migi being attached. So I think Migi's probably going to end up going, and I could see Shinichi surviving. I think they're going to kill Murano, honestly, and I think eventually he might end up with that girl from the beach town. And I could even see, Uda and Jaw kind of like becoming, or Joe or whatever, like, they kind of become like the face of how humans and parasites can mix, because how he learned to like speak from watching TV. I think he's just gonna up till now, up before this guy Miki, this dude has had like the most personality out of anybody else we've seen. So I think Shinichi lives. I think Uda lives. Other than that, I think pretty much everybody else on the show is probably gonna die.
Wow.
Okay.
I hate how it's like logically sound Rob's predictions be, because it's just like, how do you follow it up? Like, it's like, all right, what do you think is gonna happen? Like, well, shit, Rob, damn.
For me, I kind of agree with Rob to a point, but I honestly think the baby's gonna survive, and I think the baby's gonna be a new breed, and the baby's gonna be some type of new breed combined with the parasite, and I don't know how or what it's going to be, but I feel it's gonna be some type of hybrid. And you know what? Too, I think Shinichi survive. I think Shinichi possibly might die also. I'm not sure, but I for sure feel like the baby's gonna be a hybrid. Ice.
I feel like Ryoko is gonna live. I feel like Ryoko is gonna end up being the hero of the whole show.
Is Ryoko the chick?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I feel like she's gonna be the hero of everything. I think this is the stepping stone for her. I think the battles that we thought Shinichi and Miki were gonna have, or the battle Shinichi was gonna have with like his existence and questioning that and all of that. He has it, but not to the extent that I think Ryoko has. I think that plot line is gonna be more aimed towards her, and I feel like she's gonna be kind of like that. That's a Transformers reference, but kind of like that Starscream character that's like, at one side started off bad, but then ended up being good after she found out like what the good side entails, and actually seeing human life. I feel like that's going to change her trajectory, and it's going to come. I think her change and her saving Shinichi is going to come at a point where Shinichi is really going to need it. Like his back is going to be against the wall, and she going to come through. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's a solid prediction.
Ready?
Yeah, that's a solid prediction. I think that I kind of like what Rob said, to be fully honest.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see what he said happening. I didn't see it before he said it, which kind of upsets me. But I think that what's going to end up happening is like there's going to be some form of collaboration between humans and the parasite for some other reason, where they just have to figure out a way that it's like becomes public knowledge, and like they have to figure out a way to work together. And because there's just too many people or too many parasites, I think some kind of way that the main characters we're dealing with here, Ryoka and Migi, and they're gonna be the good guys at the end. And I don't know, I could see Migi dying, but that death is what spurs the collaboration, because he dies not only for Shinichi but possibly to save humankind from the government that's being taken over by the parasites, the evil parasites, and shows that there are good parasites and bad parasites. It's just like there's good people and bad people, So it becomes that where it's like everybody and it gets broadcast or something like that, so that everybody sees it and they're like, oh wow, this is crazy. There's parasites. What's even crazier that this parasite just sacrificed himself against the other parasites to save all of us. And so now it's just like, all right, well, it becomes the show would end somewhere like that. It's like, yo, like we got to figure out a way where we can work together, you know, and something like that. That would be like the happy ending. I prefer the like,
Bloodbath.
you know, I think I would, you know, to be fully honest, I think I'd like it to be like, you know, like maybe they all sacrifice themselves and all the parasites die in the end.
I don't see this. Honestly, I don't see none of our 4 predictions going like it is. I feel like they just gonna veer off from all 4 of those. I
They
think.
might. I mean,
Possibly.
it could end up just being a love story. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, that's what I didn't get to see.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could just
Yeah.
end up being a love story, and it's just like, all right, well. And then Shinichi finally figured out how to connect his heart back to himself and be human again
Yeah.
and love his girl.
I feel like his dad gonna die. His dad
Yeah.
gonna die.
Dad has
man.
death written all over him.
It's
Yeah.
one
Definitely,
either that
definitely.
or Miranda. Like, there's gonna be at least one more substantial death, if not more.
I agree.
Mm.
I think if his dad dies, he goes into a rage.
Well, I think that heart pain thing is really like is always that heart pain that he's had to experience has not had any direct consequences yet, and it's happened multiple times when he gets like really emotional. I think that pain is going to be something that leads us to like a breakthrough or like a you go Super Saiyan or something. I don't know.
I feel like Migi is gonna have to talk him down.
Well, Migi always does. Calm down.
Yeah, he chilled him
I
out.
thought Migi was dope in that one scene where he actually was talking to the other guy. It was like, yo, like, you know, like appealing to the emotion and saying like, yo, you think you can handle what this high schooler's handling? And you over here complaining about.
I love that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what this, you supposed to have some compassion as a human.
Yeah.
All right, next question. With all this killing going on out
Oh,
there,
that was one of the questions. All right, we out here.
What you thought it was?
I don't know. It just seemed like Keenan was just kind of riffing.
He just said, hey, let's get into the questions now.
Did you-
Obviously, I'm here for it, guys. Let's keep it moving.
This is why I was like, why didn't you start the time clock? That's why I had the clock now pulled up. This Brennan.
Wow, man.
Brennan's been
This
all-
whole series, you just been so underprepared.
That's okay.
Okay, so next question. With all this killing going on, are you letting your children go out at night? Like, you know, me personally, I'm not like his dad is like, all right, I'll be back, son, Dad. He's like, all right, son, go have a good time. Just be back by a certain time. Like, no, bro, you can't go outside at night. You shouldn't be going outside pretty much at all, unless I don't even know about just at all. But at night by yourself, there's no fucking way. And the fact that his dad is so nonchalant about it, I just can't understand the parenting in this whole thing. First, you let them go back to school within a week or two.
Yes.
Then you let them go outside whenever they want. Like, what the hell is going on in this city? I trust none of these parents. These parents are all trash. If your kids die, that's how I feel at this point. If your kids die, that's my reaction. Brandon?
What's your reaction?
Brandon,
No.
simple.
Yeah, I don't know what there doesn't any like. Are you letting them out? No. Like,
No.
I don't feel like I need to justify it. Motherfucking
You can go ahead
getting
and
murdered in the
stop.
streets. That's
You can
it. No.
stop and cry. I'm like, man, you got video games in the
No.
crib, man. Shut the,
The
fuck
answer is
up.
no. You're not allowed to go outside at night. Like, you might not be going to school depending. Like, if school's getting like cut up like that, you know. So, no.
Yeah. Rob?
Yeah, 100% no. Like they have what they've been calling the mincemeat murders going on, and
Meat.
Yeah.
not one person has been had charges filed against them or like arrested under suspicion. Like this person is at large. No way is my kid going out on the street right now. And his dad's just like, yeah, don't be out too late. Like Kana, like that one girl, she's already died from this, you know, like from going out late. So yeah, these parents are not watching their kids.
Yeah, and at this point, I stopped feeling bad. Go ahead, Ice.
Yeah, definitely not sending my kids out, especially for it being that close to me. Like, no, like that's super close to me. You have a direct contact. You're somebody that's been closely involved with your son has been killed. Multiple people that's been closely. Your son's school has been dismantled by this creature on more than one occasion. No. Why am I doing that? I remember one time we had a big like a sniper going around, and I was sitting on the car outside, and my mom like cussed me clean out, like get the hell back inside. What are you doing? And I couldn't understand like why are you? Because she's like there is a sniper on the loose right now. Like I'm sitting on the car, like he not gonna get me. And sure enough, like the sniper was like they caught him like 2 blocks away from where we live. So it's like
Damn.
You sit in the car, you would get got. You're wide out
exactly.
and open.
She's like, you a prime. She's like, you a prime target, sitting on the car, chilling. Like, get the fuck off this car right now. Like, well, you're wild right now. And then at that time, I couldn't understand it, but like, because I was young when it happened. But like growing up, like now looking at it as a parent, it's like, yeah, like if I saw my son, there's a sniper on the loose. One, you're not gonna be outside. Two, you're not gonna be sitting like prime shooting target like on the hood of a car, like on the back of a car. Like no, so no way, not at all. He wouldn't even been back in school.
Yeah, you wouldn't be back in school. And also, my parents ain't asking you; they're not saying anything. They're grabbing you. Get your ass back in.
Exactly.
It's just a grab and you get pulled inside the house.
Yeah,
Quick and simple. Next question. So the professor gave a great lecture about altruism. What animal stories or altruisms have you heard, Brennan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big whale nerd, huge whale nerd, and I know that humpback whales are actually one of the most famous animals for the way that they do altruistic behaviors, because there's not very many animals that can mess. There's actually literally not a single animal that can mess with like a male humpback whale in the ocean, outside of maybe a whale sperm whale. But there's literally nothing. They're too big, too powerful, too fast, too flexible. You just can't mess with them, and so they use that a lot of times to protect other animals from predators. So, for example. There's like an example, like you actually see like drone footage or like a helicopter footage of a seal that was literally riding on the fins in the back of a humpback whale with a bunch of sharks or killer whales or something like that underneath him trying to kill the seal. And the humpback whale is just like, nah. Like,
that's hilarious.
And just like literally protected the seal and just wouldn't let anybody kill the seal. And there's another example, like there's actually a video that went viral of this woman who was a diver, and she was like, diving off the coast of somewhere, like a little bit ways from her boat, and a humpback whale just like rolled up on her and like pushed her and put her on his back, and first he started pushing her, and she was trying to get away from him. So then he literally went under her and then put her on his back, and she was like rolling around his back and rolling down his side, and she was terrified. And then like he like literally swam her over to her boat. And was just like rolled her off next to the boat and was like, get on the boat. And she's like, why? As soon as she fell back in the water, she saw a big tiger shark that was like trying to get her. That humpback whale saved her life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it literally noticed the danger she was in and then like saved her. And it's like, there's no reason that they would do that outside of the countless examples of injured surfers being saved by dolphins and brought back to the surface. There's just like a lot of that when it comes to like, whales and dolphins my thing. So like, I've always known about that kind of stuff. It's crazy.
Rob?
So my internet connection kind of cut out when my internet connection cut out a little bit when the question was being asked. Is this just examples of animals showing altruism?
Yes, it is.
Sorry, yep.
Okay, yeah. I remember I don't have a ton of stories, but one of the things that I did stick out. This was, and I kind of Googled it a little bit while Brennan was telling his story. I guess there was a situation in 96. This was before the Harambe thing, but this was like another kid in 96 had fallen into like a gorilla enclosure. And one of the women gorillas, the female gorillas, like went over to this kid, this 3-year-old, and just like picked him up and like took him to the side and like protected him from the rest of the gorillas and just like kept everybody away. Like I'm going to take care of this thing while it's in this enclosure. And, it kind of shows you sometimes that, there's not that much of a difference between, them and us.
Ice.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar. I always saw it with like wolves or dogs, not necessarily wolves, but like dogs. They, they always care for the only times I've ever seen is like a dog taking up for like babies, like something come up for a baby and the dog be like, hey dog, like hey man, you need to chill, or just protecting the baby, or if they're sleeping or something, they'll bark like, don't get close to this baby, because especially if that baby grew up with the dog, they always kind of like act like the mother figure for a dog when the human isn't present. So that's probably the main time I see it.
Yeah, same with dogs. I always think it's funny because if I buy the dog and I'm raising a dog, but I have a child, that dog will still fight me over the baby. Like I've seen it a few times where like a parent will go try to like grab the kid or spank the kid, and the dog's like, hey, don't get bit up in here. I'm like, nigga, I bought you, I raised you. But the dog will still attack like the parent and just understands that a child is a child, which is like, I think it's dope, kind of like pretty dope.
A lot of dogs I've seen, they just don't like violence in front of them in general.
Yeah.
So it could not even be you hitting a kid. It could just you hitting anybody else, or like
hopefully you're not hitting nobody.
Yeah, I think it definitely.
Everybody get along.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ryoko, next question. Ryoko held the baby like a dead cat. This a few times in this anime. What has been your worst experience with a baby? Ice.
Worst experience with a baby, which would be my son. I feel like that was my worst experience. It was like one of those times where I was talking shit to his mom when we were still like talking. Like it was like very early on, and she would be like, she would never leave me alone with him. I'm like, I'm his dad. At some point in his life, I'm gonna have to be by myself with him.
Right.
She was like, if I leave you with him by yourself for an extended period of time, like you wouldn't make it. And I'm like, bullshit. Like, I got this shit. I'm gonna be his daddy. And she's like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go do some stuff, and I'm gonna be gone, and you just take him for the next 2 days. When I tell you those are the longest 48 hours of my fucking life, like I did, and you know I'm a man, like so I'm prideful. One, I want to prove a point.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I'm here if you need something and it get bad, you can call me. And I was telling my mom, like, no, I don't want my mama help. I don't want nobody help. Like, I'm out here in these baby streets, in these daddy streets. And when I say, like, he was crying and shitting out of places I wouldn't even think you can cry and shit out of. And I think, like, he just cried all the time, the whole time for everything. Feed him, nothing. Like it was almost 48 hours of straight crying. Didn't want nothing. Didn't want to play with nothing. I'm trying to have him play the game with me, trying to do something to me. Like he tormented my ass. As soon as he like, it's crazy how and they talk about it too in Parasite, like how perceptive babies are. Like once he realized like his mom was gone, like he looked and was like, okay, she not coming back. Oh, she gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's turn up time.
Yeah,
and he just fucking lost
primary
it.
food source right there just left.
Yeah. This was like, he was like, at the oldest, he was 6 months. So, like, he was at the oldest. He wasn't even 6 months. He was like 4 or 5. And he lost his shit and literally lost his shit. Every time I feed him, shitting crazy up his leg,
Up
down.
his back.
Oh, my God.
Fucking up my sheets. I put in my mama room, fucking up my mama sheets. I had to do laundry on top of dealing with him. Like, it was crazy. Like, yeah, that was a terrible experience.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Why is Cameron laughing? I don't even know.
Cam know this
Cameron
story?
just started
Yeah, damn.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? So when I used to work at Walgreens, I was a manager at Walgreens when I used to live in Michigan, and they convinced me to dress up as Santa Claus for the Christmas thing.
They did that at Walgreens?
Yeah, oh yeah. They get into Christmas at Walgreens. They make a lot more money in the holidays because they sell all kind of gifts and stuff. So they had a Santa Claus at Walgreens, and it was me. And honestly, I was actually like enjoying it. I was living
you
it
the
up.
first black Santa Claus?
I wouldn't know. It was in Lake Orion. I was pretty much the only black person in the whole area. But either way, I like one of the first, it was like one of the first kids that I saw. Like they put this baby on my lap, and he immediately like looked at me, started crying horribly. There's actually a picture of this, of like this red face, like super unhappy baby. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. And then he just turned around and just like vomited all the way down me, like everywhere. And his mom was just, oh, I'm so sorry. And I just like handed the baby back and then looked at my suit and I was like, all right, I think we're good for today, guys.
That's it.
That's it. That's enough Santa Claus. And that was pretty much the worst experience I had. I was like, this is tough.
Rob.
I don't really have a specific story. I got just because I think maybe every experience I have with a baby might be a bad one. I'm gonna. I'm not good with babies. I'm just not. I grew up an only child, so I didn't really have them around. I don't really know what to do with them. I know you're supposed to just like kind of hold them and that's it. But
you sound like a parasite right now.
I knew this was gonna come up.
Oh my God, you're a ghoul. A parasite. Yo. Oh my God.
When I saw her carrying around the kid, and when she was just like, shut up, and the baby stopped crying, I was like, oh my God, if only.
That's real.
I mean, kid gets to like maybe 5 or 6. Like we could talk.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I don't have any bad experiences. One thing a little note that I wrote down was, it'll be funny, like as a parent, would you want that power that Ryoko has about just telling a kid to be quiet, but you have to be a parasite? I think a lot of parents, at least around that age, would be like, I'll take being a parasite if I can have that power, for sure. Because shutting up when a kid can cry.
I don't understand what you mean being a parasite, because it's like you die if you're a parasite.
Well, I don't think they would care if the baby doesn't cry for fucking 24 hours straight.
You die, you would literally lose your life for it.
You don't have a child, Brennan, so I don't understand.
But that means your child doesn't have an actual parent because you're dead.
Well, Ryoko's acting like she's gonna be.
You're literally
becoming
dead.
a better parent.
But you're dead.
Hey man, ask
It's
a parent.
rough.
And the clock says we move on.
No, I'm not. I didn't finish my actually answering my fully question yet.
I'm just
So
saying,
for
we're
me,
supposed to
anyways,
follow the clock.
I haven't had much experience. I've had a little bit of experience, but really, my friend, he just didn't trust me in general. Like when he had my closest friend had his first kid, he was just like, "Hey man, this is my child." I said, I know you. He said, all right, I'm just making sure this is not like a basketball. Don't drop. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, I've known you. What do you think I'm gonna bounce your child off the floor? What the fuck are you talking about? Just making sure, man. And when he handed them to me, he like held his hands under my hands for like a second. Like, I'm like, bro, this thing weighs like 5 pounds or something like that. Whatever it is, it's not a heavy baby.
Right.
You don't know how it is. Like, you had the baby for 2 days.
You don't know how it is.
You don't know how it is, bro. What are you talking about?
Hilarious.
Next question. As a human that has seen parasites firsthand, how do you operate in life now knowing that anybody can be a parasite? Me personally, I don't know how I would operate in life, because like now the reporter has now seen all this shit. He's seen parasites firsthand. He's seen this shit go to work with the camera phone. Anybody now can be a parasite. How do you just walk around, go grocery shopping, live life, sleep with women, man, anything?
Have comedy shows.
Like you in a show, man. You smash it, standing ovation, just get your head cut off because one person in the crowd wasn't fucking with your joke.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would do, to be honest with you. I think I don't know. I think I might have to I might be a homebody. I mean, I'm already a kind of a homebody now, but everything Amazon, food Amazon, drop it off too. Don't knock on my door, bro. Just drop my shit off and don't say, "Hey, you got to sign for this." No, I don't. I have it in my thing where I ain't got to sign for shit.
This is my e-signature.
Exactly. Ice.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to maneuver. A part of me would say I don't want to live in fear, but at the same time, it's like I can't do it. You know, especially with a kid now. It's like I couldn't be able to move and maneuver in that space. Like I couldn't do it. I would want to be out there. I want to live free, but it's like I can't even in the comedy show setting. I'm taking it like as my life as it is now. Like the only place I might feel comfortable going is like, hey guys, we gonna meet at the because I feel like Brennan is a real like business person. He'd be like, hey, we still got to come do this podcast. Like I would be like straight here from my house to here and then back, and it's like,
I feel like
everybody.
You get here, I'm like, meet my new friend.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey man, hey,
And Brennan stay introducing people to he always introduces somebody to somebody. Hey.
I'd be like, Brennan, I just wanted to connect you guys. I ain't trying to connect shit no more, Brennan. Fuck that. Like, fuck you and your networking connections. I don't want it. But I think that I would make, if I do go out, I would have designated spots that I would go to, and it'd be A to B, not stopping here, with small groups of people that I know for sure aren't parasites.
I need to find out about that paint cleaner shit. Brennan.
Yeah.
I had 2 thoughts to that. The first thought is I would really, really hope I had a significant other at that point, because it feels like the biggest danger of this is like getting alone with somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
So like, other than that, I mean, I would definitely be living in a very different way. I'd do only stick to the people I've worked with and been around that haven't had significant personality changes in the last X amount of time. But that's also how much information do we have? You know, it's just like kind of like how COVID started. Yeah. You know, it's like at first it's stay in your room. You know, now it's like you can do some stuff, just be careful. The other thought I had actually was when I first really came, because I came into the realization of like what it is to be a black man in America a little bit later than a lot of people. And I remember coming to that realization that there are legit people that are going to hate me just because of what I look like. And I grew up in the
story you told.
Yeah, and I grew up in the North. So, you know, it's just like people are still going to smile on your face and like literally want to stab you in the back or do something horrible to you simply because of what you look like. And so for me, that's actually a feeling I had for a while. It was like really paranoid about anybody and everybody that wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, do you hate me because I'm black? And it was some real paranoia I had to deal with and I had to work through. So
that's a deep tie-in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of like for me, like that's the first thought I had when you said that.
So how do you so now we just made fun of you for basically being a network guy. So how are you able to maneuver now and not only be able to know people not stabbing you in your back, but to connect people and be that conduit for everybody?
My first love in life was actually is people, is other people. I love people. And that's why that whole thought process really hurt me, is because I love people so much. And if you're around me long enough, all the shit I talk and all that kind of stuff, you'll see it. You'll see it.
For sure.
And so for me, my love of people was an obsession for a lot of time, in the sense of like getting to know and wanting other people to like me and things like that. And understanding those kind of things means you really got to pay attention to other people. You really got to understand them. You kind of have to study every interaction you have with somebody, or how they act, or how they respond, or who they tell what. And so I was just really into that for a really long time, and I still very much so do that. And so I got past it because of all of that studying that I did, and all those countless hours of like reviewing and thinking and paying attention to people. I'm now able to believe that I have the confidence to be able to really size somebody up really, really quickly when I first meet them. And it's for me at this point, it's like it's kind of sort of easy for me to be like, all right, you don't give a shit, or you don't fuck with me, even though you're being smiley or whatever. It's like I can just vibe it out. And I'm just like, oh no, okay, cool, I'll be friendly like that, but I ain't doing nothing with you.
I don't trust you.
You know, I'm pretty good at like my discernment with people is pretty good at this point.
Okay. Rob, I guess try to follow.
What do I got? 2 seconds?
Yeah, I know. Fucking.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm just
Was he not
I
doing
would
the
just
time?
echo-
I should have said let Rob go first. That's what I should have done.
I honestly just echo a lot of what you guys said. I don't know that I would say much different. You know, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of living my life like the way Keenan described right now. Like,
I swear, I thought the same.
What happened?
Living my life like it's golden. That's what Rob is doing.
I thought the same thing. I didn't want to interrupt him because he only had 3.1 seconds.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing somewhere between what I'm doing now, but probably a lot more drinking, like Shinichi's dad is doing, because the fucking universe is coming apart at the seams. But I'm not going out
with an aggressive beer belly.
All right. So, I mean, I might go out like in some places, like you were saying, some designated safe spaces and crowds, because other than Shinichi's school, like nothing seems to happen in like crowded places. But yeah, definitely not. Dating would be a thing. That would be a fucking thing.
Yeah, that'll be brutal. Next question. Have you ever ignored the collective advice from many of your closest friends or family? Brandon? I know you have. I feel like everybody's have.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm gonna take this in a positive ways that, like, again, I was a late bloomer in a lot of ways, mostly with the way that I viewed myself. And so for me, like, I was very, very self-conscious as a kid and thinking that I was like ugly. And so like, but the thing is, like, all my family, my friends, even girls would tell me like, "Nah, you cute." Like, and I just didn't believe them. You know, I just didn't believe them, and it made it so I got in my own way so much growing up because of my own self-doubt of how I occurred to people, that, like, you know, it's just like looking back on it, like, man, everybody was telling me I was cool. Like everybody in my life that I trusted and I cared about and I believed in and like all that, they were all saying the exact same thing to me, and I was just like, bullshit. All y'all just want to make me feel better. And so yeah, that's kind of for me. That's I kind of ignored them until I didn't.
Rob?
Yeah, I'm going to ride Brennan's coattails a little bit on this one and just say, like, you know, people telling me to have more self-confidence. It's something I definitely struggled with growing up. And just realized as I got older, like, just be yourself. Because people that will, you know, want to hang with you or, you know, be your friend will be your friend. And if they don't, you know, fuck with the same things you do, then, like, what are you going to talk about anyway? So, you know, just be who you are and you'll find the right people. And it took me a while to figure that out. Yeah. Still working on it. Shit.
Yeah, I have a few of those examples too, but I'll go a different direction. Just like, I mean, I would still probably be in college if it was up to like my parents, up to like my brother, everybody, saying, hey, do what we tell you to do, man. College is the right way, and it's like, not saying that it's not, but it's like, I think you have to. I think you should always ask.
I got 2 degrees. It's not.
I think you should always ask. You should always ask the person that you're dealing with or talking to, your child, what do they really want to do in life? I was never one of these kids that were just an automatic fuck up. I was like not a kid that wasn't going to go the wrong way. There might have been a possibility for like a second, but for the most part, no. So if I would have listened to everybody else, man, I would be 15, 20 years in school, and I'll be dreading it. I might even, honestly, no jokes, possibly be on some type of substance, or possibly would have killed myself because I'm doing what everybody else wants me to do. So always do what you want to do unless it's detrimental to your health and your life.
But there's meth though.
Yeah, if you just sit there, I want to do meth, and it's my choice. No, listen to your parents at that point.
It's all different. Holding right there.
Yeah.
What was that?
What was
that
you was
meth
holding?
thing? What was that when you did that?
What kind of handling did I do?
You did. You were like, I want to do meth.
Oh, maybe like a lighter, like a pipe, like a lighter. It's like a light. Yeah. This is my
My
lighter.
meth inhaler.
This is my
You just
lighter
get a
hand
couple
right here.
puffs.
Oh my god! I was like, what
Keenan
the fuck
would be
is that?
the
I was trying to
worst.
make it out in my head. Like
I don't do drugs
you
like
know he
that.
ain't never
We
did
know.
meth in his life. If there was any,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do meth. That's the worst thing. I mean, I think when I've done an edible, that's really it. So I don't know. Ice.
Yeah, my thing is just women. It's been women that I've been with, and when it's like your mama ain't gonna steer you wrong, and it's like my mama tell me she ain't shit, and then I had close friends that were next to me. It was like, hey, you should leave her alone, and then like I was close. When you close to your friends, and their moms is like your moms, and then their moms would be like, hey, you should leave her alone, and I never left her alone. And then until I learned the hard way why I should leave her alone. So I think that was one of the times where it's like everybody told me to leave a specific woman alone, and I didn't.
That's real.
Yeah, that happens a lot mostly when it comes to especially mothers and sons.
Your mama be knowing.
Yeah, it's women's intuition.
Man, my mama likes everybody, man. I bring home anyone. It's just like, yo, she's actually 54, but she has a young
She's a
spirit.
meth
My
head.
mom's like, will she make you happy? You know, it's like,
My mom was like, "Can she cook?"
Yeah.
No, she ain't shit.
Facts.
All right, so
I picture your mom being like, I just love her energy. Yeah, because she's on fucking meth.
this is how she holds it too, just like this. She just holds it like,
oh, Keenan.
oh, so whatever. Next question.
Fucking Cam laugh kills me.
Yeah, Cam's over there laughing in the background, bruh. Hilarious.
Just a chuckle.
Cam needs his own camera.
No, we're gonna. Just side note, I fully intend to feature Cam on one of these episodes.
Oh, we talked about it already.
Yeah, we're
Cam
gonna
and I
do
talked
that.
about it
Just so
already.
y'all
Yeah.
know, Cameron will
Cam
be
is
showing
coming.
up. Don't worry.
Cam's gonna show up.
He just needs
Have-
to
have
watch
we-
some damn
have we-
anime.
He
Have
watched
we
something
done
already.
anything?
I already talked to him about it.
I know. I'm just giving him shit.
Have we done anything? Like, do they know how Cam looks?
No.
I don't
we
know.
need
if
to.
he does, yeah.
I need
He's
y'all
been
to
on the
start
gram.
making pictures of like how y'all think Cam looks or how we describe.
Yeah,
Ah,
but he has been on the gram. You might have caught him on the gram if you follow us super closely.
If you've never seen him on Instagram or anything, please
He's just give
either
us-
if you don't write a description of him in the comments of how you think he looks, or draw a picture and send it to us.
Yeah, we
draw
won't say
a
anything.
picture. Just if you're in the group chat, just send it. Put it as a GIF
Yeah.
or a GIF, whatever they call that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. We talked a lot about Tokyo Ghoul and this and how there's a lot of similarities, man. So, what would you rather be between what would you rather be? Would you rather be Shinichi, a half parasite, or would you rather be Kaneki, a half ghoul? Rob?
Weird that you would ask me this question. No, I mean,
Because you
It
both,
was-
you
Robin,
motherfucker.
Is this not his question?
This is
no, it's
Oh,
my
I'm about to
question.
He set himself up for a joke. Let him have it.
You called him a parasite.
I think it. I mean, I know this is my question. As Brennan points out, I like to sit on the fence a lot. I think you could really kind of see this from either way.
God, here
Because I'm just saying, like,
Rob on the fence.
if you're talking about like from a power set, I think I would, or just like an individual experience, I think I'd probably want to have the parasite like in the hand thing. You know what I mean? Because you're still like yourself, like you kind of have somebody to commiserate with. You don't have to eat people to survive. You're still like on the same diet, right? It's mostly the people eating thing. But what I think Kaneki has that Shinichi doesn't is like a community. You know, he's got people he can talk to that support him and help him through this time. That's what
By people, you mean ghouls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
But he's got people that are trying to help him and look out for him, and that's what Shinichi is
You guys find
sorely
it weird?
lacking.
I'm sorry. Do you guys find it weird that Rob refers to ghouls as people continuously after being corrected? Just gonna throw it out there. No big deal.
Yeah, people like my people.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah,
mean?
a
my
community.
people?
My
Love.
community of
Right.
people.
My community.
Go on, Rob. I mean, sir.
But yeah, I guess if I had to go with one or the other, I don't know. I guess I'd go half cool. I don't know.
You say half
Half
ghoul?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, half cool. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, cool. I don't know. We just had that.
Yeah, it's so funny. No, it's like we don't fight a pig.
You know what's funny? It's tough because to live an everyday life, I would rather be a parasite in the sense of like, or how Shinichi is, because it's like he's damn near. Well, I can't say he's normal.
Well,
He's
no.
losing his
let's-
emotion.
we have to clarify this though. Is this Shinichi before the heart replacement or after? Because that's a completely different experience.
I would say Shinichi after to make it fair.
But like the chin guy is before, and he still has a parasite.
Because that's what you got to encompass all parasites. You can't just look at Shinichi and be like, oh, he's this.
No, so it's like-
it's
yeah, so I
all
think it's-
ghouls
I
and
think
it's
it's-
all
It's- no,
parasites.
the question is, would you rather be Shinichi?
Oh,
you didn't say that. You
I did
said-
say that. I literally said that. I've read his question.
You
Would you
said-
rather be Shinichi, a half parasite, or Kaneki half cool.
Okay, all right, I'll go with that. Thank you.
So
But the timing of it still does matter. But we'll just assume we're talking about in current time. So
yeah, the most current. For me, I would rather be Shinichi how he is now. But power wise, I haven't seen season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul, but at the end of season 1, Kaneki fucking snaps, and I know he's way more powerful than Shinichi in the Parasite. He probably smash him. I think. So I would have to, but I would still have to, if I want to live everyday life and still date and be somewhat known as normal and not feel like I'm drooling over a girl because I want to eat her, it would have to be Shinichi. What about you, Brennan?
I don't think I can get past the idea of eating people, to be fully honest.
Right.
Because the thing is, obviously, you're giving up part of your humanity for either one of these. Because, like you said, you're half cool, half parasite. I'd take the parasite simply because I don't have to eat people. Yeah, I give up some of my emotions, but I'm not the most emotional guy in the first place. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, okay, Brennan just got a little bit colder. I think that's the direction I go because.
But that would be a huge hit to your personality. You're so hype about things all the time.
Yeah.
That
You can't go on this speech about people and say I'm emotionless. Like
Brennan,
that.
you won't be able to stand up on a chair and tell everybody how you were junior prom
I
king.
swear to God, Keenan, I swear to God. Oh my God, really? Really? That's what we're doing today, Keenan?
It was a perfect layup. Nigga.
Wow.
You did a lot to me.
What happened? He said.
Okay, no. We're gonna go there. Let me stop this goddamn timer. Hold on a second. Y'all need to understand. First of all,
Is this
so
your-
I have a
Get on the
business.
soapbox again
Nah.
to tell this story.
It was your stand up when you did stand up.
No,
Oh,
No.
nah. Like my business partner who owns this production company, we're doing this with Transit Pictures. He lied on me earlier and saying that like I literally stood on a chair to tell everybody how I was homecoming prince of my class when I was in high school or whatever, which is not how that occurred at all. He's like, I stood on the chair, told everybody to be quiet so I could express to them how that happened, which was not the case. He did that because he knew that would be somewhat believable because of who I am, and to Keenan, because Keenan wants to believe some shit about me. So I got mad at Tony because Tony always gives me shit because like, Brennan's always embellishing stories, which half the time I am, half the time I'm not. But I don't embellish like that. So that's what got me. Is like you embellish like 50%
was
on
you
top of the
mad
story.
for real?
I mean, I gave him shit. I was like, "Fuck you," you know. And so then Keenan found it the funniest thing in the world because I was reacting.
Oh my
to it.
God.
So now he's bringing it back. I'm like, yeah, like when Brennan stands on the chairs and blah blah
I feel
blah.
like you really did that.
I
See,
didn't.
You
I said
definitely
the
did.
exact same thing.
I've
I said.
never
Like,
done
I
that
feel
in my
Very
life.
Brennan.
The way that you reacted to it, you had to do that, bro.
The thing is though, if I did it, like y'all gotta own. You know this. I own my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all been around me all this time. If I do something, I own it. What you looking at Cameron
looking at
for?
Cam to see
Cam,
some
do I
shit.
own my shit?
Okay.
Cameron shook his head yes.
All right.
Rob, do I own my shit?
Yeah, most of the time.
Thank you.
I mean,
so that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
when
everybody
I get
got
lied
that,
on
maybe
like
that
that,
one story that they can't
when I
own.
get bold-faced lied on in my face like that.
So what's the real story?
The real story is we were like in a group conversation and I got a text message from a friend I haven't talked to since high school who sent me a picture of me in the yearbook, and what they did is for that yearbook they have the like the full quote. They quote you and put your full quote in there. And my quote, there goes Rob. My quote was hilarious. Like it was super funny because I pretty much spoke in SpongeBob quotes. And I was like, they're like, what if you had one day left on Earth? I literally just gave a full SpongeBob episode of what I would do. And I was like, yo, this shit's hilarious. And that's what I showed them that. I was like, look at what I said when I was in fucking high school. And then Tony was like, oh, you just want to tell everybody that you was the homecoming king or whatever. I was like, well, yeah, but this is actually funnier. This is what I thought was funny. And that was the story. That was the whole story. That's what happened.
So you did get up on the table and tell everybody that you was.
He
the
got
homecoming
up on
king.
an imaginary soapbox
Yeah.
and told
He
the story.
probably got on the Apple box and told everybody
All right,
that.
I'm gonna start this timer again. 'cause
Go ahead,
I'm
Ice.
done
Finish
with
it
y'all.
off with that.
I'm gonna
Shut
be
up,
kinda,
Rob.
I'm
Shut up, Rob.
just because I'm gonna be Kaneki, just because it's his power level. That the power level, like Keenan said, like Kaneki would wash Shinichi, like wash him. It wouldn't be a close fight at all. I don't care what calculations Migi did, he would get washed. And then second, I feel like the drop off in emotion that Shinichi has, I don't think that I would want to have that. I think Kaneki, what really makes him a complex character is he still feels things, and he's still able to curb his hungers that he have because he hasn't eaten. He didn't, that whole first season, he didn't eat anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like there is methods of not eating people. Has he had cravings and stuff? Yeah, but he still has his emotions intact, and I think that part I would still want that, even though like kind of like you said, I'm not the most emotional person, and I think I've been talking about this. I've learned to be more open, but I think seeing Kaneki and how he's able to still feel and still rationalize a lot more than Shinichi is, especially post Hole in the Heart. I would definitely be Kaneki.
Okay. Next question. With all this stuff going on, and I'm assuming this is towards how we real life right now. If somebody told you they were that parasites for real today, would you believe it? Ice?
No.
I wish you could look Rob in the eye while you answered this.
You said what?
I said I wish you could look Rob in the eye while you answered.
Yeah,
He'd be like, no. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Look at Rob. Just look at him straight on. It's like
fucking lunch meat,
Stick
Ice.
Rob. It depends on who it's coming from. I think that's what it comes down to. If your ass came and told me you was a parasite, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Brendan. Like, you're stupid. Because I feel like if Brendan was a parasite, as much as he say he wouldn't tell nobody, I think it would become a time where his back would be against the wall and he would be like, well, man, fuck y'all. And he'd show everybody just to show everybody. He would hop on top of the table.
I can see Brennan doing that shit.
He's just like, y'all really don't. Man,
Yeah, I ain't no parasite.
I
Hold on real quick.
I went off on them one time.
Yeah. What the fuck?
One
What the fuck?
time.
This is my
It's
production.
never gonna go away.
Like, this is my production company. Like, the fuck? He just gonna be in a blind rage and not even realizing his parasite come out. What you mean? What the fuck? What you mean I don't care about?
This show is canceled.
Look at this
hope
picture
you
of
guys
me in my
enjoying
high school
yourself.
yearbook where I was a parasite. I was the best parasite in my high school.
You gonna pile on it, Rob? I hope you have fun. This is the last episode, guys. This is it.
See?
Let's go out with a bang, baby.
Fuck you.
Have fun, guys. It's all good.
Just think, if anything,
Hilarious.
you wouldn't be able to control it. You'd be like, nigga, is that an eye on your palm? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you would just come out through your sheer anger of somebody saying you don't
He wouldn't
care.
even tell you. He wouldn't even show you around the office. You know how Brennan has to do the tours around the office. He wouldn't tell you, like, hold on, let my parasite show you around the office.
Yeah, and then just go and just have him go, show you. Oh, how was that? That's the thing about Brennan. He like a good follow up, and I think that's the business part of him. Even in regular life, he loves a good follow up. So, how did you think? What was your feelings?
How
about
did this become about me?
You know
I
what?
was like so chilled
I
today.
can see Brennan like beating somebody because Brennan loves Smash Brothers, right? Brennan's really good at Smash Brothers. I can see Brennan just not talking any shit, but he lets Parasite talk his shit for him because he's trained him to talk the shit the way he wants him to.
Yeah.
I can see Brennan just doing it. His hand is going, sitting there talking bad shit on Smash Brothers. You're trash.
I would teach my Parasite to beat you.
I can see that too.
Like, you can't even. Like,
That'd be
you can't
crazy.
play
I can
me
see
till
that
you
also.
play my Parasite.
Yep.
Like, beat my Parasite first, then come play me.
That's a direct quote on my slide.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
hilarious.
Cam?
So yeah, I
It
would
is.
if it came from him. If Rob said it, I would believe him too because I feel like he
Why
really
haven't you
is.
asked him?
Hmm?
Rob can't lie.
Rob, are you a parasite?
No.
That just sounded like a lie.
No. I can't see his
No.
face, but it's like he was just like, no.
Y'all stupid.
What did he do?
Possibly.
I forgot what Rob did in the text messages. Oh, he sent us that meme with the about the Camaro dude.
Oh, the dad thing on Father's Day?
Yeah, on Father's
Oh,
Day.
man.
That's, you ain't shit, Rob.
Rob, damn, bro.
You ain't
That
shit,
is
I was trying to
Rob.
love my
That's
father.
some ghoul shit, Rob. That's some damn parasite shit, Rob. Come on,
Rob,
Rob.
defend yourself.
No, they're not real. I promise.
Rob, would you believe if somebody told you
I
there
don't-
was parasites that were real? Would you believe that they were real today in our real life?
I don't think so. No. I'm not really into conspiracy theories in general. I think there'd be like, there's got to be some sort of explanation. Yeah, like that would sound like, some like Alex Jones shit, like, they're turning the frogs gay or whatever. It's just, I'd be like, yeah, okay. But then like if I saw one or like, if it shows up on some episode of Unsolved Mysteries or some shit, they're like, well, it could be some parasites out there. I don't know. I'd be like, oh, damn. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to believe in evidence, so I'd say no. I probably wouldn't believe.
Brennan?
Evidence. So if they're just telling me it, then no. If they show me, then obviously. But for me, if somebody's like, yo, there's these parasites, they're like, if there's like, yo, there's been like a bunch of like, what I said, like the mincemeat murders or whatever, then maybe I'll listen. But like, if they're just like, nah, you just need to believe me, I'm like, all right, cool story.
Yeah, from that standpoint, yeah. There's bunch. If the murders are going on, I'm not gonna put anything past anything. I'm one of those people to a point. Like
Check out Keenan's conspiracy theories.
Yes,
on YouTube.
Yes,
I'm not joking. For the record, he literally has a conspiracy theories sub podcast.
Reptilian people, man. I don't put this shit past reptilian people, man. I don't. I'm not saying that there is. But
Florida man.
But I'm one of the people that's just like, I mean, you saw the video I put on the episode that I put up. I had somebody do the whole little lizard blah, 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 thing, whatever like that.
What was that?
He said Florida man is the reptile. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, yeah. I mean, it depends what the situation is. If we did have those murders going on, I'll be like, all right, this doesn't seem right. And also too, I don't trust the government because I feel like they gonna always hide shit that they need to hide from us because they don't want us wilding out like how they've been doing kind of on this show, to be honest. So last question. Ice and I kind of already answered this somewhat.
Good transition timing there, Keenan.
Oh, no problem. But what?
Keenan was like, oh, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
What would you expect from
Indubitably.
me, Keenan Baker?
But last question before we wrap this up. Ice and I, we already kind of already answered this. Head to head, shoulder to shoulder, catching the fade. Who's winning, Shinichi or Kaneki? I'm talking about season 1 Shinichi, season 1 Kaneki. So we can't go past that because it's not fair. I feel like
episodes are the same episode. Because right now, what episode are we on? Like 16 or something?
we're on 16. So I guess up to this point.
episode
Up
16?
to this point, yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a good question.
Up to this
And
point.
there's 12 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, it's only 12?
Mhm.
Oh, so we're already at the end of that season.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean,
we're
at the end of the day, then that's how it rolls. Then you got to see Kaneki.
This isn't even a real question.
It's not.
No. Okay, but whatever. Go on. Here we go.
Ice and I kind of already answered you.
Go
So,
for it. Yeah,
go
let's
ahead,
hear it.
Rob, and go ahead. Go ahead, Rob first.
I feel like I got to give this one to Kaneki, even though we didn't see him hit his potential, because even when, even when he was still like kind of learning how to use his powers, like when he got like to a point where he was like starved out or like got like super emotional, like he went full Hulk mode on a few people and like fucked them up beyond recognition. Like Shinichi's got like, he's got a few wins under his belt. He's done some stuff, but like, I can't get past like when he was on the road, like trying to fight that dude with, 3 or 5 parasites and like little Miki sitting on his hand, almost like a little like puppet or some shit. Like, I just don't see those two beating out like a fully salivating, like 100% ghoul mode Kaneki. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, Brendan.
Same thing. Kaneki. If we went by percentages and said, okay, 2/3 of the way through Tokyo Ghoul versus 2/3 of the way through.
Go ahead, give you that. Give your win on that.
On that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Shinichi.
What?
Okay.
Because Kaneki was, he wasn't really about the hands. You know what I'm saying? Like
He fucked up the bully 5 or 6 episodes in.
he still doesn't have the hands though, and he wasn't like
He
he's not
put
like
a
a strategic.
hole through that man.
He's not like wait.
hole through him.
Shinichi put a hole through. He ripped a man's heart out of his chest.
He put a hole.
He
through
literally
that man.
ripped his heart out of his chest with his bare hand.
That's not
With his hand.
2/3
Miki
of
didn't
the
even
way.
do anything.
Think about the wins
Shit,
that Kaneki had.
I'm just saying, like, think about how quick Shinichi is that he could dodge those things without even Miggy being a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Miki
like,
was a part of it.
no, I'm saying
he
like,
played
if Miggy's
defense.
asleep, Kaneki is still like he is. I mean, if Miggy is asleep, Shinichi is still throwing hands. Is my
But
point.
He's not gonna be able to make it though.
I don't think Kaneki could even lay a hand on him. He's so quick. Is my
Are
point.
you serious?
Mm.
Look
I'm just
how
saying, do you not
quick
see those? How
look,
quick
that
those blades
tail,
are
That
moving?
tail that fucking Kaneki has is unmatched. Like when they come out, he has. There's no way.
But the thing is, he doesn't even have
And
control
to-
of it at this point in this season.
You say what?
He doesn't even really have control of it.
That's even worse.
No, I'm saying like it'll come out. He doesn't even know if it's gonna hit him or
He
hit somebody
will-
else.
You saw what he did to
All I
multiple
say is
people.
my answer, which wasn't an argument, Ice, was that Shinichi would give Kaneki the fucking hands. At 2/3 of the way through the episode, he's too smart. Miggy's too smart. They'd figure it out. He's too quick and he's too strong with his hands. And Miggy, if you guys don't remember, created a gun on his hand. Like, I don't know why that hasn't been used in any other fights, but you remember, like, you just sitting at the computer like, hey, I got a gun. And I'm like, why doesn't he use a gun? But either way, that's my answer.
Kaneki does have a healing factor, though. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
you
That's
could
where-
put holes in holes and holes in them. It wouldn't matter.
Oh, I guess Shinichi doesn't. He literally had a hole in his heart and healed himself.
That was Miggy. And
That took him
barely-
days. That took
was
him
Yeah.
days.
barely.
He still survived
Yeah.
to fight another day. You asked for my
Yeah,
answer.
you asked for his answer.
That's
I
my
think-
fucking answer.
I think, and I'll give mine just real quick. I think that'll be tough. I might give it to Kaneki, but I do agree that Kaneki's his shit at that point in time wasn't accurate. So Shinichi and Migi are way more accurate, and they're gonna just be like, all right, this motherfucker's
Teamwork.
dangerous.
Yeah.
We gotta get
They
him out
do
of
have
there.
the smarts.
Yeah, and they're gonna go for either the headshot or whatever to get him out of there, and they can possibly win because of that.
And they have no problem running faster than human ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we're gonna run. They're gonna come back with the RPG. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we gotta do? You know, like they about survival.
Yeah.
Whereas Kaneki's just like, what's going on?
If you
again?
got
Right,
but
right.
like I said, when
happening?
Kaneki turned it on, he was a fucking like he can't be like you can have all the fight smarts in the world. If
I
you
feel
put a
like-
Well, he
welterweight,
said, we gave it to two-thirds away through.
Two-
So not,
two-
not,
even and he was still like 5 or 6 episodes in, he was catching bodies. Kaneki at that point had already killed.
we're talking about 2/3 in, man. Like, so like right now, like
Right,
Snitchy-
2/3 in. That's
Snitchy
the
literally-
that's
I
the
stand
that's the
by-
4th episode, or I mean that's 1/3. But like
I say Snitchy literally ripped a man's heart out of his chest with his bare
he
hand.
won't be able to.
I'm just saying, like
He
you make
won't
it sound
have
like
that.
he's weak.
Like he won't have that. He would have to act. Only way Shinichi would win is if he caught Kaneki at school or like fought him at school. But if Kaneki is aware that a battle is going on, and even 2/3 of the way, Kaneki is washing him. Like it won't even be close. He's too ravaged. Like he's like he would.
Wait, did
fucking,
you say he's too ravaged? Is that really
like
adjective?
yeah like I mean no like he ravaged him. Yeah that's it's not the best word for it,
That
but
is
it
definitely
works.
not the way to use that word. But
Yeah.
go on.
Like
Wording is hard, guys.
no, it's not like he like. It's not the
Petty.
best. Like I say it's not the best word, but you can use it. So
Rob, is that the way you use the word ravage?
I'm calling a flag on the play. Ice was making a point. I get what he's saying.
Oh, come on.
yeah.
Correct English.
I know you're not talking synchronicity.
That's-
What the fuck?
that is-
That word still fucked you up.
and that's time.
Okay, so we're gonna give our points on this and see what we liked about it. These last 4, what we didn't like about it. I'll go first. These 4 didn't really move me too much.
No.
I wasn't really feeling these 4. It was a little slow, a little boring. It got to the shits towards the when they start fighting towards the end, and then we're gonna see Ryoku kind of maybe turn up in the next episode. But these particular 4, I don't really have too much good. It was just all it's a lot of to me. So I'm gonna give it a 5,000 out of these 4.
Damn.
Brendan?
Man, you wasn't feeling these 4. These 4 are probably my least favorite, but still a good show. I really, like I said, there was like my favorite part. I think that's something we're supposed to talk about, right? Weren't you supposed to do that, Keenan?
Huh?
Talk about your favorite part or your least favorite.
I said
part?
it wasn't. I said it wasn't a really.
No, like we give our score as well as our favorite and our least favorite part of the those 4 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gave my score, and I didn't have a favorite part. I gave,
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
My favorite part was it was a tie between the professor speech. I thought that was actually I was way into that. And how interesting it was to see her sitting there listening to that as a parasite. And what did I say earlier, Ice? What was the thing I brought up the moment I brought up that was dope?
What you talking about? You said the moment.
Rob, do you remember? I brought up a moment earlier and everybody's like, yo, that was dope. Like, was that in the very beginning? Huh?
I thought you were talking about the thing. I thought you were just talking about that speech.
Yeah.
Okay,
The lecture.
speech. I really liked the speech, and I also really liked seeing that 5 parasites, 1 body, how that worked.
That was all right. Yeah. That's cool.
Like, you turn on, you got those like deer legs, and it was just like, yo, we out here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this Shinichi ain't the top of the food chain no more by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
So I like that. I found the episodes entertaining. I did turn off episode 13 or 14 in the middle of it because I was just kind of bored. And so I'm gonna come back to this. So overall, I think my first rating was 68. The second one was 65. I'm gonna give this one about a 6100.
Hey man, you didn't turn off any of the Blades of the Immortals, so why you gonna sit there? You ain't gonna get us a bigger
Oh yes,
score.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Just
Oh
say-
man, are you kidding?
I didn't
me?
hear you say that.
I
All
turned. No, I didn't say it because it happened every single time. Like there's nothing to say. It's just like, yo, and I breathe and chew gum and walk at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
shit was
Oh
dope.
man.
man, it was terrible. So, all right, go ahead.
Rob.
Honestly, I was pretty hard on last set of episodes. The last 2 that kind of involved the plot with Kana were really bad to me. I thought they just didn't really have any sort of impact on the overall show, and in this 4, that seems to be true. That being said, I feel like these 4, I agree, were not necessarily special, but were a step up. I was at least engaged with these episodes a little bit more. for the most part, at least with what was going on with, Ryoko especially and the private investigator. So I would say my least favorite part is an easy pick. It's the romance story. Like you probably noticed in my recap, I didn't mention Murano, even though she was all over these episodes, because they just sort of check in with her to be like, yeah, she's still like sad about it or whatever, I guess. She still doesn't seem to know what she wants. Like every time you check in with Murano, nothing has changed. And my favorite part, I would say, was the first guy, Mickey, the first guy that was part of that 5 Parasite crew. Not necessarily because he could fight good. I just thought he was funny as hell because like Shinichi kept running and he kept like showing up in a cab like, like, dude, where are you going? Like, what the fuck? Are we doing this or not? Yeah, come on. I thought that guy was pretty funny, so I liked him. I get why you guys are at with your scores, but because I gave it 6,000 this week and I thought these episodes were better, I'm going to give it a 6,200.
Okay.
Jocking on my score.
Nice.
My favorite part was when Ryoko was holding a baby like that, and that
that's
part
funny.
would be like fucking.
It was pretty
funny.
funny.
Yeah,
Like that cracked me up, and the babysitter was like, "What the fuck? Let me get out of here!" Like she knew.
And the babysitter came back, didn't she?
Oh yeah.
I'm not coming back. I said.
You holding a baby like that, saying be quiet. And the other scene that I didn't like, it had to do with Ryoko too. At the end of the last episode, she just got her titty out. And then they not only do she breastfeeding the baby, not only do they show that, but then they go a close up of just straight titty and baby just sucking on the titty. I'm like, this is so unnecessary. And I know
what's
they
funny? I actually felt that was necessary, not in a sexual way at all. I just was like,
I get it because they're
it's a
trying to
connection.
drive home the point that she do. But you don't have to have a close up of her just the baby just enjoying a titty. Like I was like, this.
I think
is
that's
so,
like one of the greatest things in motherhood in a sense of bonding. That's why they. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I just said the fact that y'all the necessary close up. I was like, that is so unnecessary. Like you.
I'm sorry, I just came to a realization. Please continue.
That the baby is gonna get powers. Oh.
No. I came to a realization about. I didn't say what my least favorite moment is, and I just remembered it. That's all.
What was it?
My least favorite moment by far was the decision making of that private investigator.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
that's
was
actually
terrible.
where the decision making thing came. That's where my question came from.
Right.
Was about like, yo, everybody in your life trying to tell you something, and you ain't trying to hear. Like his wife told him.
That was
You know,
L.
Sonichi told him. Like everybody was trying to tell him, like, yo, you need to relax with this shit, bro.
Second dumbest character.
Yeah,
That's-
they do it.
And so for me, they had two
Second
ridiculously horrible bad decision making, and showing that human beings are too emotional to make any form of logical decisions because we keep just fucking it up.
And the thing that make both of those situations dumb is they both had a chance to they didn't have to make that choice.
And even the decision making he made after he got into the police to the right guy, the Harama
And to
guy,
come
and then he
back.
like, I'm gonna go find her and kill her myself. And it's
Idiot.
just like the whole reason you were scared is because you knew you couldn't do anything.
Right.
And so like for me, I was like, that was my least favorite part of the show, with just like with the other girl with the paint thinner. That was my least favorite part of the show thus far because they're playing off of how stupidity, human stupidity, and human emotion.
And he don't even have paint in it this time.
but
He
that's
just-
for
he
me,
just
that's-
going
No.
by himself. Just
Yeah.
But that's
arms
a
and feet.
juxtaposition for me, though, for what you just said. Because I actually found the part you were talking about, the titty, to be actually something that really made me think about what Keenan
The
said.
titties. Is
The motherhood. I'm saying motherhood and the connection between a mom and her
Right.
infant
My-
on the
That's
breastfeeding
fine.
moment.
I just don't like the fact if they would have kept it at that shot, but the fact that they just had the close up of just a whole titty out and just like that, it kind of plays into the whole unnecessary sexualization of women. And
I disagree. I didn't see any
Yeah, I didn't see
sexualization
that
in
with that. With this, normally I would agree, but in this particular part, I didn't. I can't agree.
How did
with
you
that.
feel, Rob?
I feel
I'm kind of with Ice on this one. They didn't need that.
they didn't need
I- like,
the
they
close
have-
up. They can show the
They have the
breastfeeding.
medium
He's
shot.
engaged.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, all right, go ahead, close your
Y'all
point
ain't
out,
shit.
Ice.
I like the story. I like the story that they was doing with the PI. Then he brought his friend in. I like that they kept adding more and more to the story of that. That's a small story that was necessary to push the bigger story forward. But I like the chase, quote unquote, that they had throughout the throughout these stretch of episodes. I'm excited. It's a good setup. Like usually the setup episodes are usually pretty boring, and these weren't the most edge of my seat thrilling episodes, but they did hold me over and I didn't have to stop to watch them. But they were good overall. I give it a 6,500.
Okay. All right, so this week was I guess this week my score just plummeted. So what do y'all think out of these 4 episodes right here, man? Out of episodes 13 through 16, out of a 9,000, of course. I hope y'all been following along, man. So y'all wanna drop your stuff? Go ahead, Brennan.
I'm at Mr. Producer Face on Venmo and on the gram.
Ice.
Remember, guys, she got homework. Stick Rob versus Ghoul/Parasite
No.
Rob.
The homework is what does
I'm telling you, that's another thing. You got homework. Stick Rob versus Ghoul/Parasite Rob, and then I need y'all to type out or give us description of how you guys think Cam looks.
Did he just describe Rob as a ghoul and a parasite, like as in real life Rob right now?
Yeah. he
Okay,
did.
just making sure.
Yeah.
Well,
That's ridiculous and patently false.
Rob.
Yeah, RV Danger on Instagram.
Keenan Baker on everything, including Venmo and Paycat.
What?
Pay
What is that?
Pay-
That's a
Cash
new one.
App, PayPal?
Cash App. Damn,
Jesus.
I said
Wow.
PayPal. Shit, damn. Where am I at?
Pay-
I thought you were saying petty cash, and I was like, is that a whole new like fucking app?
That's the
Damn.
petty cash for the
Hey,
personal favors.
He's not gonna say it,
That's
but
what it
Keenan's
was.
obviously struggling financially. He can't even say financial
He
apps.
can't even.
So if y'all can help this poor brother out,
If you heard the last episode, he's out here doing personal favors
yeah, man, like, yo, Keenan needs it, yo.
Damn.
Like
for jackets.
take
Not
a-
even money yet no more. Just personal favors for My Hero jackets.
Look, take a moment, guys. Give it from your heart. This poor man really needs your support. Like you can dial in to us at
Brendan tried to hit
Keenan
this
needs
home
help.
because we went in on him earlier. So he tried to
He absolutely is.
Look, I want y'all to support a man who needs support. Keenan's a good brother. he needs this, guys. Like this is truly gonna make a significant difference in his life. He doesn't even have dinner tonight. Like, just do what you guys
I
can.
mean,
Don't say
He
that
li-
because my
he
girl
li-
was smacking shit out of all of us for saying that
He
shit.
listens to Nickelback. If that doesn't mean
They say that a
It's time. Can we
hero
end this?
can
All right,
save
I'm ready to go. We're done.
All right, you guys.
That's that.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Animeshun. We'll see y'all next week.
And so anime was solved forever.